Attention today in PA listeners. Don't miss the President's Day window special at Renewal by Anderson of Central PA. Buy one window or door, get one window or door at 40% off and take an additional $200 off your project. Plus $0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 1 year. Sale ends February 28th, 2023. For more information or to schedule your free window and door diagnosis, go to rbacentralpadeals.com. That's rbacentralpadeals.com. UPMC and one of their surgeons must pay the feds $8.5 million to settle a lawsuit. In Montgomery County, anyone under 16 is no longer welcome to eat at a Chick-fil-A. State lawmakers are thinking about making burials and cremations greener. Lastly, they dive and they find things. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in a PA. UPMC, Dr. James Lukatich, and University of Pittsburgh physicians must pay the federal government $8.5 million to settle a lawsuit, reports the Tribune Review. Filed in 2021, the suit accuses Lukatich, one of UPMC's top surgeons, of scheduling multiple complex surgeries at the same time, forcing patients to stay under anesthesia for longer as he moved between rooms and sometimes hospitals. One patient lost parts of a hand as a result of this, and another a lower leg. Along with placing patients at risk, the suit further accuses the defendants of failing to follow medical standards for surgery and, on top of that, submitting hundreds of false claims to Medicare. Says UPMC spokesman Paul Wood of the settlement, quote, "While UPMC continues to believe Dr. Lukatich's surgical practices complies with requirements, it has agreed to pay $8.5 million to the government to avoid the distraction and expense of further litigation. Along with the payment, a corrective action plan must be created for Lukatich, and his billings must be submitted to a year-long third-party audit to Medicare for physician services." A Chick-fil-A in Royersford won't let anyone under 16 dine at their location if they're not with an adult, reports PennLive. As explained by a Facebook post published on the location's page, a lot of school-age kids hang out at the Chick-fil-A after going to a local bounce park. And while, according to the post, management likes being a quote-unquote community restaurant, these kids' foul mouths, vandalism, and habit of harassing employees, plus the trash they leave behind, has gotten too much. This ban only applies to kids eating in the restaurant itself, meaning they can still buy food to go. Ends the post, quote, "Children and teens are learning to navigate the world free from supervision and often push the boundaries. We simply can't let them push those boundaries anymore at our restaurant." State lawmakers are thinking over ways to make burial and cremation methods more environmentally friendly, states the Center Square via the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. One Senator, Christopher Dush, sponsored a bill that would expand the definition of cremation to include alkaline hydrolysis, or a water-based method that was found to create no emissions. Another soon-to-be-introduced bill coming from Representatives Christopher Rabb and Mary Jo Daley wants to legalize human composting, aka, quote, "the contained accelerated conversion of human remains to soil." The status of both remains pending. They dive and they find things, says the Tribune Review. Freeport residents Josh and Jennifer Dillerman run Scott's Scuba Service, a company that both sells diving equipment and teaches people how. Being avid divers themselves, Josh and Jennifer were in the Cooper River in South Carolina last year when they came upon the jawbone of a direwolf. While many of you may recognize direwolves from Game of Thrones, they were actually a real species that lived up to 1.8 million years ago. They were also about 50% larger than today's wolves, so imagine if these guys were still around. The jawbone is now on display at Scott's Scuba Services, along with other diving discoveries that include an Ice Age spear tip and a megalodon tooth. Awesome. That wraps up today's episode. To dive into more headlines, check out PennLive.com. And please remember to rate this podcast in either Apple or Amazon and to share it around where you can. Thanks ahead of time, and as always, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and I'll see you tomorrow for more Today in a PA. Attention today in PA listeners. Don't miss the President's Day window special at Renewal by Andersen of Central PA. Buy one window or door, get one window or door at 40% off and take an additional $200 off your project. Plus $0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 1 year. Sale ends February 28th, 2023. For more information or to schedule your free window and door diagnosis, go to rbacentralpadeals.com. That's rbacentralpadeals.com.